So I tried to find a really good spot to film this video, but this is the best that I came up with. So I'm just gonna try to make do. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking and watching. If you're new here, my name is Ree and I make fashion and lifestyle videos once a week. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment, all those things. So for today's video, I want to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to talk you through how I myself created a DIY ceramic stone coffee table. So this has definitely been going around over the past year, I would say, and it's doing the DIY ceramic look with vases, like old vases that you don't use anymore. So the trick with that, let me see if I can get a little closer. And the whole trick behind that was to mix acrylic paint with baking soda to get that really cool ceramic effect, that really lovely texture and everything like that. So I did it on a few of my vases. I'll show you. This is one of them. So I did it with that, and I did it with other ones too. I don't know where they are. But anyways, I did it, and I really loved how they turned out. So I decided to go one step further. I had a glass coffee table. It was one of those waterfall coffee tables, and I had it for over 4 years. So I was kind of over it. Like, you know, I fell out of love. I was done with it. And I was going to give it away. I was going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, but then something stopped me. I'm like, why don't I try this DIY with the coffee table? And I was scared. I was like, I could actually ruin this coffee table. And one of my friends was like, you know, those coffee tables go for like $600. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got it at HomeSense for $100 4 years ago. So I was really scared, but I asked my boyfriend, I said, like, what do you think about this? And he's like, do it, you know, worst comes to worst, we'll just have to get something new. And I said, you've got money, sir. Like, you're talking like you've got money. But I appreciated the support, and I did it, and it came out, well, it came out great. Hey guys, I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing a DIY to this coffee table. So I've had this coffee table for 4 years now, and I'm just tired of the glass. I just want to do something a bit different. So I'm going to try that DIY hack with the baking soda and the paint, and I'm going to try to make this glass table into a ceramic textured kind of table look. And yeah, let's just see how it works out. I got this table 4 years ago from HomeSense, so even though I'm a little bit nervous, I'm also excited to see how it's going to turn out, because, you know, 4 years, it's time to switch it up a bit. So I flipped the coffee table upside down, and I'm going to get ready to paint. So currently we're in my little office space, and I have paint there. I was working on a little lamp before as well, but I have my paint. I'm gonna mix it into a really nice creamy color, and I'm gonna start with the first coat. I also have a drop sheet down here so things don't get messy, because obviously this is pretty big and I don't want it to splatter everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna mix the color, and then I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, I realized that I've not been doing the best job recording this process, but basically what I've been doing is just, I mix these two colors together that I got from the hardware store. So this is like an off-white color, and then I have a nice taupey color. I'll leave them down below. I mix them together in this little bowl thing here, and then mix it with baking soda, and I've just been coating this table, and I've made this office my little workstation, and this is how it looks so far. So far I put 2 coats on the top, and then I just have to finish the second coat here. I've done 4 coats on the bottom, and you really see a nice texture throughout, and yeah, I'm excited to see how it continues. But it just shows that you can just take what you have already and make it something interesting. Also, what I've noticed that because it's glass, You have to really wait till it dries, because if you see here, I just went over it and then some of the glass is peeking through. So this is definitely going to be a like kind of almost like a really like delicate project. Like I'm scared that it's going to chip. So I'm going to put a nice seal all over it like a few times to make sure the color just stays. But for right now, I'm really liking it, and I'll show you the inspiration behind this on screen. I saw a table really similar to this on CB2, and so yeah, I'm really excited, but I love the color and I love the texture. I'll check in soon. I just mixed baking soda with acrylic paint. I couldn't find the other color I used, but I just found a really lovely, I don't know if this is like, I found like a creamy color, and then I mixed it with a taupey color. So then each time I make a new batch, it would be a different color, right? So then that would give a really cool layered effect and just a little bit more depth. And so I just mixed those colors together, and then I mixed it kind of the ratio like 1:1. So it was mixed, I wanted it to be pretty thick. So it took about I would say about 4 coats on the bottom. I started on the bottom, I flipped it over, and I started on the bottom, and it took about, I did 4 coats, full coats. I let it dry, and then I did it all over again. And then when it was all dry, I flipped it back over, and I did maybe 5 coats, I would say, until all the paint was gone. I did it till everything was gone, and I did the top, and I did like the sides, everything. So the whole process took about, I would say the whole process took about a week. I think it took about maybe 5 days to a week. And so it took a long time. I put like a drop cloth down, and yeah, but I've really enjoyed doing it. It honestly, I have to be honest, it really made me fall in love with just creating things with your hands, because when a project is done, you're like, whoa, like I made this, like especially when it turns out great. But even if it doesn't, you're like, I created something with my hands. And that may sound a little cheesy, whatever, but to be honest, like during this pandemic, it's been really tough for me, and to make something that I was proud of, like it just gave me a sense of accomplishment, and it felt really great. So I would urge you guys to do something you've been putting off, or just get your hands in some crafts and things, because there's something about it that's just so wholesome and so comforting that it's really incredible to just create something yourself. So anyways, this is not an after school special, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. So I did that, and then when I was finally done with that, so I wanted to show you guys, I used just like cheap brushes. I know this is not great, like my setup, I know it's not great, but I used cheap brushes. Like I just used a bunch of different ones, so I had different sizes, like thinner to thicker, bigger, and so I would get right in the grooves. And so one thing I found painting over glass, some parts of the glass the paint didn't stick to, so I had to go over and over and over again, which was like, I was nervous. I'm like, is this actually gonna work? Is it gonna turn out okay? But luckily it did. And it just, yeah, it took some time. So I also want to show the picture. I think it was from CB2 that also inspired me to create this. It was a stone table, I believe. Yeah, I think it was a stone table, and it was the same shape, and it was over $1,000. So I was able to make this a lot less because the table was $100, and I just had to get the paint. Obviously, I had baking soda, but I think I picked up another one from the dollar store, and then just these paintbrushes. So I really love the color of the table. It's a beautiful creamy color, and I think it works really nicely in my space, and it just creates a little bit more interest. It's more of a piece that you notice rather than the other table. I just feel like it was just the glass table. Felt like it, for me, I fell out of love. It got a little bit boring, a little bit dull. So it's really cool to make something that you were over into something you now love. And to wrap it all up, I added this matte clear, it's like a paint primer, but and it says it also bonds. So I added this as a sealer to the table, and I added about maybe 3 coats, 2 to 3 coats, just to the top, and then I tried to like get into the cracks like I went outside. So it's held up really well these past 2 months. The only thing is that it did nick a little bit on the inside. You can't really notice it very much. It kind of looks like there's a piece of dust or a little piece of speck of something that's on the table, but it's actually just the glass that's showing through. It's like a really tiny spot, but I'll show you guys. And yeah, we're just really careful with the table. We use coasters so nothing goes directly on the table, and then we also, if we're having something messy, we have a nice big tray that we'll bring out and just put on the table, so nothing's really on, we don't really put anything on the table. So I know that sounds a little bit funny. It's like, so you don't really use your table, but we do, but we're very mindful of the table. I know my boyfriend took a little bit to get used to it, because I'm like, what are you doing with that? Do not, like, before I didn't want anything to go on the table. Like, I'm like, put your freaking phone on a coaster. But I've eased up a little bit. There is a stain on it, which really bothers me, but I'm trying to like let it not, because I know over time it's going to get more stains, and also that's what adds a little bit more character and interest to a piece anyway. So that is my DIY coffee table in the ceramic stone look, and I think it came out really well.